I'm back. Oh my gosh. While you were talking, I was like, crap. So anyone watching right now, I was on the wrong Instagram account talking about this from my YYC Fempreneurs account. So Monday. Yay.
And I just have like this super long-winded answer, which you very
It was
graciously
so
did not
good.
interrupt me.
No, and it was so good. And I was listening and I was like, yeah. So like, let's just jump back into that. So I was asking Amanda why the Community Better Challenge is important to her and why she wants more people in Cochrane to get involved. First of all, if you have no idea what you're talking about, you're going to very soon. $100,000 is on the line for Cochrane. Being crowned as Canada's most active community is on the line. We are participating in this challenge. We want you to as well. Amanda, why do you want people to get involved with this and why is it important to you?
Now I gotta just recap all of that.
But it's also fresh in your mind because you just said it, right?
I know, but it was just like...
I liked what you were saying about like the mental health aspect, and as a professional health expert, you know this stuff works. You see it in your children when they're video gaming or when they're outside. Like, we all see the health benefits from being more active, but we always have excuses as to why we're not. So getting involved where there's like kind of bait there, like there's almost like bribery.
There's a reason to get involved.
And not just a reason for you, right? Like, because for me, sometimes I'm like, I know my mental health will be better, but if I have a couple of girlfriends that I know they could really use the activity, I'll get off my ass and go do stuff, So it's like, this is going to benefit all of Cochrane and like all the generations, all the age groups. So anyway, sorry, you talk.
No, it's true. Like, we do things for other people sometimes more so than we would do for ourselves. But I was just talking, I think, mainly about, yes, as a healthcare professional, we know the benefits of being physically active. We know, the difference in people when they're moving their bodies as opposed to just kind of plunking down on the couch and getting caught up in a Netflix marathon of whatever it is. It's the most popular show right now. I think Yellowstone is
Yellowstone. Oh boy! And you feel so
like,
active when you watch it because it's all outside, so you feel like you've exercised, but it's such a lie.
Like you've been there, you're part of it. But the actual the health benefits, the obvious things like your joints not feeling as locked up and achy, and the endorphins that are released when you actually are out there moving your body. And the vitamin D that you get from being out in the sunshine. There's so many positives, positives to getting out and being active, moving your body. And then I just spoke to, like, that's my professional side of things. But as a parent too, we've got two boys and they seem to fall into this poor me trap right now. There's no way I can hang out with my friends. I can't do anything. I must be on my video games to be able to connect with them, which is garbage. It's not true. But I see a difference in them when they are, on their video games for hours on end. And here's what they do too. They sit in their rooms, they turn on their little LED lights, and they draw the blinds.
Yes, so it's like a bat cave in there. It's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, Jake does it too.
The only stimulus they're getting is this like constant
flickering light.
And all of the, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And they're gruntier people. They're harder to deal with. Their fuses are shorter. Their language is horrible. Like, there's so many things that just make me bonkers. But when they're outside and they're running around and they're riding their bikes or on their skateboards or just playing baseball in the park or whatever. Yeah. At the end of the day, their bodies are tired and they sleep better and they're nice people and it's just better for them overall. So you see it in your own families, you see it in your own kids, but to get a whole community involved in being able to just reap the benefits of activity.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to jump in and talk about like what this challenge is. So Participaction, who we all remember from the commercials when we were kids, right?
Hal Johnson and Joanne
McLeod. So Participaction never went away. Its 50th anniversary, I think, is this year. And a few years ago, they decided to run this challenge. So the first year they ran it, which was 2 years ago, Enderby, BC won the challenge. And they're a tiny little town, and they won it. And they were competing against big cities. So it doesn't matter how big your town is. We have a shot at being crowned Canada's most active community. So Participation is giving $100,000 to the winning community, and that money is going to go to the municipality to be invested in making the community just even more active, removing any of the barriers that might be there. I've heard all sorts of things coming up around, having Cochrane be better for bikers, for pedal biking and better bike lanes and different things. And I recently had a challenge with filling my tires with air in Cochrane. And I'm like, why do I have to tap my bank card or pay anything when it wasn't even working? Like, neither of the gas stations I went to was working, but like, we should have public free places to pump our bike tires. That should be what $100,000 is invested. I don't know how much those are, but we're gonna come back to talking about that. But for now, go to participaction.com to learn more about this challenge. When you download the app on your phone, whatever app store you use, you're going to look for Participation in your app store. You're going to find the app, and then that's how you're going to be participating in this challenge. You can do it solo. If there's 7 members of your family and they all have phones, make sure they are each downloading the app and tracking their time. And if you want to register a team, you can do that. If you want to hold events, and invite people in your local area through this app, you can do that too. Like, it's a really, really great app. I'm quite impressed with it. That's how they're going to, Participation is going to see what we're doing. But the best way to spread the word about things is through social media. So that's why we're here today. We're spreading the word about this challenge and about everything that's on the line with you through the number one way to spread the word about things in 2021. Now, I have another question for you. If you have any questions about the actual challenge, Sport for Life Cochrane here on Instagram. There's 4 of us ladies managing this account, so we're always going to be able to answer your questions really quickly. So message us here at Sport for Life on Instagram if you have questions. So I'm curious to know about your sort of sport and activity and recreation life in Cochrane. Amanda, I've obviously known you forever, but I mean, a lot of people watching this maybe don't know this stuff about you. So what are those local sports teams or clubs that you've been a part of in Cochrane with your family?
Yeah, my family mainly. We are, like I said, we have 2 boys who have been playing hockey since before they could walk. Like, literally, we're crawling around or bum scooching in diapers with hockey stick in hand, swatting at whatever resembled a ball or a puck. So we have been heavily involved in Cochrane minor hockey for years and years and years. Like, our oldest is 17 now, and he just unfortunately didn't have his last season of hockey, but would have been his last season of hockey with Cochrane minor hockey. So we have done a ton with the hockey, and I mean, they've been involved in other things too, right? They've done baseball and soccer and lacrosse and football, and so there's so much available and so many nucleuses and different teams that we've kind of been a part of. But I think Cochrane minor hockey has been the biggest one, and truly probably the source of most of our friendships, because you just spend half of the year with these people and you get to know the parents and the families really well, and then end up, just fostering relationships, and that has been a huge part of our social life for all the years that we've been here. So I'm super grateful for that. Yeah.
And what about you and Erin? What kind of things do you get up to, not necessarily with clubs or organizations, but what are your favorite forms of activity and those things that you make time for?
So I'm not super involved in organized sport myself, just because we have, the kids involved, and we're always chauffeuring them all over the place. But the things that we like to do are just kind of the more outdoorsy things. We live in Cochrane. We're so close to the mountains. So we do a lot of hikes and nature walks, and I love camping. Our family does a lot of camping. We
recently up-leveled the camping scene, though, hey?
So we've been tent campers since the beginning of time, and very happy to do that. But in Alberta, the nights get cold, and
and the camping season starts later if you have to sleep on the ground. Let's face it,
Exactly. And if it rains, you're kind of like, oh, now I got to sit in a tent and wait for it to pass. So we recently, I will say, impulse bought a motorhome. And part of to do with that book that you
Yeah.
picked up. There was this book. It was like a bathroom reading book.
I was
And I
literally
was
in the bathroom reading this book and I brought it out to Amanda and she Russian roulette, like open to a random
opened
page.
a page, and the page said it was a good idea to buy the RV. And that was as we had just looked at a few of them. So I was like, oh, it's fine. We got to buy the RV. And we did. And it's been
Yeah.
so fun.
Cool. And I mean, the exercise you get alone from like loading and unloading the RV with all the things you need and cleaning it and yeah, anyways, and then parking it and loading and unloading the boat. Like it's an active
There are still
lifestyle.
things but yeah, you know that you can load or you can launch a boat with an RV? Apparently you can. It's been
Well,
done.
when you do it, I want a video of that. I want to share that video everywhere.
It's like, you know, that Austin Powers video where he's doing that in that
Yes.
little cart? That's how I
Seven.
feel that load or launching a boat with an RV is because you're just like,
Yes.
it's so, anyway, it's awkward, but it works. You can do it.
It works, yeah. And you guys were a huge part of my activity last summer because, yeah, like there were a lot of days when, you know, you guys would get done at the clinic and it would be gorgeous out and you'd
Yeah.
be like, we're going boating, coming. And it's like, we're out, we're swimming. I mean, and there was like a 2-week period where Ghost Lake was actually tolerable to swim in, amazingly. And before that happened, we were wetsuiting up and it was still great. And then, yeah, surfing. And so, yeah, it's been really cool to have friends like you in this town because I really do look around at all the people that I am close with and they're very active people, but you just kind of take it for granted. You think that's normal because there's probably a lot of people in Cochrane who aren't active because like you said, they don't know where to go hiking. They don't know where to go camping. They don't know what to do. They think they need money to do active things and you just don't, right? Like you don't. You can get a bike on, you know, maybe not so much now, but you used to be able to get a bike on Marketplace for, you know, $50 and off and running. And anyways, so, but back to what you and Aaron are up to. I know he's a gym guy. He likes to go to the gym and that's been a little bit challenging for him at times. It sounds like when the gyms were closed and things like that. So it's good to have the equipment. And you and I were up on the stairs with the Jane Sweat Squad on Saturday morning. I know you've been getting back into that. So
she kicked my butt. It was great.
She kicked your butt. Shout out to Jane Sandylands.
Jane.
Anyways,
with the Sweat Squad.
Jane with the Sweat Squad. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No.
Because now I want to talk about your childhood. This is a therapy session. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
When you were a little kid, when you were a little girl, what were your favorite activities? What did you grew up in Toronto? For those of you who don't know, Amanda is a very, very, you know, she's very far from home, so to speak.
Well, this is home now, though.
This is home now, yeah.
I've been here long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but you grew up like K to 12 in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
And what was that like activity-wise growing up? What kind of stuff did you get into?
What kind of stuff? I did organize sport. Like, I was mostly like dance and gymnastics. I did the girly girl stuff.
Ah, cool.
And then, you know, school team sports, that kind of thing. But realistically, at the end of the day, I don't know, there was no such thing as play dates back then. You just, when you got home from school, you drop your school bag and you go run and find somebody else who's done school and you just play. You climb trees and you play tag and hide and seek and you ride your bikes to the convenience store and you get a freezy and you like, it was just very much not organized and free play, but like always busy to the point where, you know, your parents have to call you in for dinner and bedtime when it's dark because you're not going to go home unless you're prompted to. So just active and busy and
that's very similar to my childhood too. It's just like being outside was the thing. And then in the winter we definitely watched more TV and did more indoor stuff. But yeah. We're so lucky.
Hello.
Yeah, we definitely did some of that. Yes. And we actually had a paper route growing up that kept us pretty active 1 day a week. That was intense. So next question is, what would you like to see that 100,000 invested in if Cochrane does win? I mean, when Cochrane wins.
When Cochrane wins. So, I mean, there are so many options. And like you said, I think it's probably best to poll the town and find out what people feel is missing because, you know, what I enjoy doing might be different from what my neighbor enjoys doing. And if there's something that's missing for just get a pulse on what the community thinks. But I thought, just putting it out there. So, like you mentioned, there's like a bike shortage apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And biking is something easy that you can do anywhere. Wouldn't it be awesome if we had one of those like bike rental services in
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
right? And like it's something where
Yeah.
you can rent them or drop them off. There's different stations, and you
Yeah.
don't have to be like, yeah, I'd love to, but I don't have a bike. And
Wow,
maybe
that's a
we could
really good
even make sure
idea.
that they have like a bike tire pumping mechanism at all of the
Yes.
bike stations.
Yes, that would be great. Oh,
So
wow.
that's what I was thinking would be super neat. I mean,
Wow.
I have a bike, but I know a lot of people who don't, and it's been a big thing this year. I mean,
Oh,
we live on one of the walking paths in town,
yeah.
and I have seen more bikes in the last year out and about than ever before because it's one of the things that you can do even amidst
Yes.
closures, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a shortage. Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of people who are looking for bike and paying top dollar. And not everybody
Yeah.
has, thousands of dollars to pay for a bicycle just because they're in a
Right.
shortage. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we could get some kind of rental thing. I think that would be cool. That's my thought.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I think we also need to round up all the bike mechanics around town that just like bike nerds, I like to call them,
Yeah.
and maybe just have like a big drop-off station where anyone who has a decrepit bike that doesn't work for whatever reason, but
Yeah.
just needs some TLC, can bring the bikes and they can be doctored up then and there, or maybe taken away by these bike nerds and doctored up, and kind of like just like an informal nonprofit where it's like the bikes are going to go to some people who need them and just don't have the money for them. Because I've
Yeah.
got two sitting here. One is fully functional, it's just super old. The other one's like one of the pedals is broken, and it's like it just needs a little TLC. So, anyways, yeah, I think that's a really important thing is biking. So yeah, and a couple of the other things I've heard people say is that Cochrane's pretty scary in certain areas for biking. Like there's just not. It's like it's dangerous because there aren't bike lanes
Oh,
in certain areas of town.
gotcha.
And so I think that that's definitely going to be really, really huge too. So yeah, well, thank you for sharing your idea. I love your idea, and I think more people, as they hear it, are going to back that up too. So I'm actually interviewing quite a few different people this week on the Sport for Life account here, as well as the other three ladies that I'm working with to promote the challenge that are all here on Sport for Life. So keep these ideas coming. Keep them out, get them out there, but share your ideas with people.
Yeah.
And what we're asking business owners and community members to do is make a video of yourself. So hold your phone up, point at your face, not at your feet, not at the sky, at your face. I know that's hard for some people, but this is important, you guys. And say, particularly while you're out walking or doing something active, by the way, would be great. And
Yeah.
say, I'm excited about this challenge because this is why. Very similar to what Amanda just did. And this is what I'd like to see that 100,000 invested in. And tag Sport for Life. If you don't know what a tag is, a lot of people don't. It's a little @ sign where it says the @ and then, for example, Sport for Life or @ West Valley Cairo. The other type of tag that you might confuse that with is the hashtag, which is the number sign. So the number sign will not be the way that we can then share your videos on our channel. You got to use the little @ sign. And
Yep.
so when you're sharing these videos on your stories, or if you're sharing them in your feed on Instagram, that's how you can tag Sport for Life. And then we can share your videos. We're actually compiling all of them. And we want to make sure that as the challenge progresses, we know what we want that 100,000 to go towards. But the most important thing is to download the app and track, well, I don't like to use the word track, but enter your activity daily. So go to participaction.com and get the app, go to the app store in your phone if that's better for you, and do it that way. And I've actually set 2 reminders a day in my phone, one at 10 a.m. and one at 10 p.m. or no, noon and 10 p.m. to remind me to just pop into the app and enter some of the activity that I've done, because I usually work out in the mornings, and then I also will, take my dog out or do something else in the afternoon or the evening. So I need to be tracking it twice a day. I've heard you can actually backtrack. I haven't tried it. So if you're just joining now and you want to try to backtrack all the way to the beginning of June, because this is a June, 1st to 30th challenge, I've heard you can do that. I haven't tried it yet. Is there anything else that we need to share with people about the challenge, Amanda?
No, I think I've done like posting the pictures and the videos and tagging Sport for Life and all of that stuff, but
yeah, you're doing great.
I didn't know that I had to log everything on the app, so I just learned that myself.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, so the app is really important. It'll ask for your postal code when you enter, and that's how it knows where you are and which town to kind of put the points under. Yeah. So and you need it, and then Aaron needs it, and then both of the boys need it. I get Jake back today, so he's going to get it. And so it's really important that we're tracking as well. And you're going to see lots of videos like this all around Cochrane. We've got this huge group chat going on Facebook with Cochrane business owners, and it's blowing up. And, it's the whole thing. Like, if people don't know about it, they can't participate. If they don't know about it, they can't do anything about it. And we're doing a really good job, I think, Cochrane business owners, of spreading the word. And those of you watching this who aren't business owners, we as the business owners just want to really do what we set out to do by starting a business, and that is to serve you, the Cochrane community members. And how we're doing that is by helping you be more active and helping you connect with more people. And so if you're a business owner, shoot us a message if you want to get into that group chat so you can learn more, because really what we're doing in that group chat is talking a lot about marketing, because marketing is marketing, whether it's for community events or for your business. And we're sharing ideas of how to spread the word about the challenge, and these are ideas that you can then take back into your business and use for yourselves as well. So if you want to get in there, let us know. We'll invite you in. And thank you, Amanda, for being you're our first official interview for the challenge. So thank you for being brave and being here with me today.
I just want to add one more thing for businesses. Yes. I think it's also, if you work with people, what a fantastic opportunity to create like a team event. So because there's so many things that, you go day in, day out doing what you do in your business with your team, but this is something different that you can engage your whole team in and almost like get everybody involved and make it a challenge for them, right?
Yeah.
And get them all on board, because it's something that's outside of their normal connection with you, let's say.
Definitely.
And, something that you can just make it a team building event. So.
Yeah, and I think as business owners, we get tunnel vision and we're always focused on our business and how can I talk about my business differently to get more people in? And it's like, how about you talk about something other than your business? Because people are going to know you have a business, and now you're talking about bettering the community and being more active, and you're sharing pictures and videos of you kicking a soccer ball and hiking up a mountain versus always sharing pictures and videos of your business. It's a really cool way to meet more people, and ultimately the more people that know and like you, or the more people are coming through your door at that business. So I definitely agree with you 100%. And the other thing I want to mention too about the app is you can actually register a team. So Amanda, for example, you could register the West Valley Cairo team, and all of your people that work there, could be on the team. Mm-hmm. And because we can actually do different challenges and prizes and awards here in Cochrane just for our teams. Yeah, and we do plan on doing that, and that's going to come in a video very soon. We're concocting kind of like a weekly challenge with kind of like a scorecard or a scoreboard where you have to, and it's all social media based. So, but you have to, of course, be posting your stuff on the app too. But we want to see how you're doing, and we want to check in on you. So you have to tag us. But we have ideas. And that's one of the beauties of businesses, is they often have little things they can give away to entice people to participate in these challenges. So we're going to be building something like that very soon. Anyways, I know you have a busy Monday ahead of you. I'll let you get back to it. Thank you for this time. And we will be having Amanda over on the Sport for Life account for an interview again next week to kind of update us on all the things that are going on and all the things that you are seeing throughout the challenge from your perspective. So thank you for that in advance. And anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, go Cochrane. Woo! We got this. Let's win this.
We can do this.
We can do this for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Lyndsie.
Okay. Bye for now. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.